Hey, it's Ken Lewis. Welcome to Mixing Night. Is it possible to get radio-ready in-the-box mixes without using any outboard gear? Yes, of course you can. I've done it many times in my career. You can too. The most recent example would be the BTS Map of the Soul 7 album. I mixed the first single off of it called Interlude Shadow. The single is sitting at like 70 million YouTube views right now, and I mixed that thing completely in the box down at my studio in Ecuador with no outboard gear whatsoever, just me, an Apollo Twin, a pair of speakers, a great pair of headphones, and a great computer, and a lot of plugins. That's it. That's all you need. Another great example of a completely in-the-box mix would be CeCe Winans' Pray. That mix won 2 Grammys, and I mixed Pray completely in the box. Now you can see behind me, I got an SSL sitting here. I would have loved to have mixed both of those songs on an SSL. I didn't have one available to me at the time, but I took the gig and I wanted to do 100%, so I did it on the best gear that was available to me at the time. With CeCe, I didn't have a console, so I mixed it in the box. And with BTS, I was down in Ecuador without my SSL. They were on a time frame, and I wanted the credit. So we got it done completely in the box, no outboard. Honestly, plugins are getting great nowadays. I have an original EMT 140 plate. It's in a gigantic wooden box in my garage, and it was in use for like a decade until the UAD EMT 140 plugin came along, and I started using that and comparing it, and I was like, well, this sounds just like my plate, only it sounds like 20 other plates as well. And I still got that old EMT, but it's not getting much use anymore. And I think the same with the SSL. People ask me what my favorite SSL channel strip is all of the time. I got news for you. I got 24 SSL channel strips behind me. But I've also done A/B examples where I've had to move mixes that were done on the console back into the box, and I've had to copy all of my SSL settings up into the box, and let me tell you, the replay was perfect. I could not tell any difference between the A/B, between the analog mix and the digital mix. It's really just getting comfortable with your tools and getting the results that you need out of your tools. Whatever those tools are, mixing in the box is completely possible with no outboard gear whatsoever. All right, let's move it to the computer, and I'll show you one way that you can achieve great in-the-box mixes too. Okay, so now we've moved to the computer, and I'm going to show you the Plugin Alliance A/B metric as a way to load in reference mixes and very quickly A/B between your own mix bus and reference mixes. First listen to the overall shape of the EQ of the whole song, where the lead vocal sits, where the kick, hi-hat, and 808 all sit is really close. The one thing that's not really locked in right now is the clap.
So come slide, I'm sending C's, enemy in time, shorty know I like it. Sometimes, every time they let me down, sometimes, but one time, yeah, I'm posted on the running inside. Money tennis show, all the tendencies, some big drag.
Okay, so you can hear all of those similarities. Now, I'm going to pull the 808 completely out of the mix, and I'm going to bring it back up just A-Bing, and I'm going to see if I can set the level just by ear, comparing the level of my 808 to the level of Posty's 808. So here's the 808. I'm going to pull it all the way down and start with Posty and bring mine up.
Money tennis show, all the sipping on some big drink. It's fun time, shorty know I like it. Sometimes, every time they let me down, and on my wish list, but one me down. I'm running inside, so come slide.
Yeah, that feels really good to me right there. And that's roughly where I had it before, and that was just completely by eye, just balancing my 808 to Posty's. That's all I did. Now let me dig into something more advanced like the clap. So my clap is kind of thin and a lot of high frequency. Posty's clap is really mid-rangey and chunky. And his is louder than mine. So I'm going to try my last piece of the mix to try and lock in my clap to Posty's and see if I can use the metric A/B to help guide me.
Money tennis show, all the tendencies. Drink, it's fun time, shorty know I like it. Slim thick, she fun size. Ain't got nothing on my wish list, but one time, yeah, I'm posted on the running inside. So come slide, I'm sipping on some big drink. It's fun time, yeah, so sad. Sometimes, she fun size. Ain't got nothing on my wish list, but one time, money take, come slide. I'm sipping on some big drink.
I mean, like 1 minute of time, and I've already practically got my clap identical to Posty's, and mine was pretty different. So, you can use these reference mixes to lock in a lot of individual key pieces of your mix or to help shape the overall top to bottom, left to right. The other thing that I want to show you is using the rough mix. So I'm at the end of my mix, so I can't really show you in real time how I use the rough. But as I'm starting a mix, I will listen to the rough a lot, and every now and then I'll throw the rough mix in as I'm listening, and I'll A/B between the main and the rough, which always informs me about something that I like better about the rough that I'm going to go back and change about the main. These references can really help be a good safety net for you, and also help you kind of learn how to balance and get you really comfortable early on as a mixer. And then as your skills get higher, then you can start not using reference mixes if you don't want to. Right now, I don't really use reference mixes much. If I have a client that specifically tells me like, hey, I really want that 808 to be heavy like this other song, then yeah, I'm gonna dial up that other song and I'm gonna listen and I'm gonna make sure that my client gets exactly what they want. But if they're trusting me to give my mix, then I'm not going to use reference mixes because I'm kind of at that level where I'm going with my gut. In order to get to this level, reference mixes can really help you out. So you can totally see how I got a radio-ready mix completely in the box with no outboard gear and completely comparable to Post Malone, and how I got there was using reference tracks, just A-Bing between my mix and a mix that has very similar elements. That's one of the big keys. And just locking in mine to theirs until I feel like my mix feels really great, feels finished, and I'm done. Hey, if you got something out of the video, please share it with a friend, like and subscribe to the channel. All of that stuff really helps. I appreciate it, and I will see you on the next one.
I'm posted on the north side, so come slide. I'm sipping on some big drink. It's fun time, shorty know I like 'em slim thick. She fun size, ain't got nothing on my wish list. But one time, I ain't south or east or west. You could check the GPS, I'm up. If ever I feel stressed, I just roll a